This lesson is on section 2.3 titled Multiplying Fractions. We're going to be dealing with negative and positive numbers in this lesson as well, and it's another nice review of what we've done in 6th grade. So let's start off super easy. So we have the fractions 3/8 times 4/11. Please remember, let's first cross cancel to make these numbers a little bit, number values to make them a little bit smaller to make it easier in the end to multiply. So we're going to again look at these crosses here. So I'm going to look at the 4 and the 8. I can pull out a common factor of 4. So 4 goes into 4 one time, 4 goes into 8 two times. Now I'm going to look at the 3 and the 11. There are no common factors between 3 and 11 besides 1, so there's nothing I can cross cancel. Now I'm just going to multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 11 is 22. So my answer is 3/22. So now it gets a little tougher dealing with mixed numbers. Please remember, we cannot multiply the whole numbers and then multiply the fractions. Please don't do that. That's a super common mistake. What we need to do is make sure that we keep the whole numbers with the fractions. We have to turn them to improper fractions first before multiplying. I'm going to save this negative sign for the end. I'm going to pretend they're both positive, and then I'm going to show you what we do with that negative number. So again, let's turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So we have 7/3 times, 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. Keep the denominator the same. Okay, so now I'm going to cross cancel. I'm going to ask myself, is there any common factors between the 3 and the 18? Yes, 3 I can pull out of both numbers. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 18 6 times. There are no common factors between 7 and 5, so I know I'm done here. 7 times 6 equals 42. 1 times 5 equals 5. I'm not done. I have to always put it in simplest form. So I know we have to figure out how many times 5 goes into 42. Well, 5 goes into 42 7 times. I'm sorry, it doesn't go into 7 times, it goes into 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40 with 2 left over. So we have 8 2/5. So now we have to deal with this negative sign right here. Okay, so if you guys remember from back when I taught you how to do this, we can think about that as that tic-tac-toe board where we have pluses going across here and then minuses this way, so that we know negative times a positive is going to turn into a negative. Or always think about this. If you have a negative sign, it always overpowers that positive. So a negative times a positive is always a negative. The only case is different is when there's 2 negatives, it turns into a positive. So you can remember that tic-tac-toe board, or just always think that negative overpowers that positive. Last example, we have -1 7/8 times -2 2/5. Again, turn into improper fraction. I'm going to multiply and then add. Again, I'm going to save these both till the end, so I'm not going to worry about it. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. Keep the denominator the same. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Keep the denominator the same. Now I'm going to cross cancel. I can pull a 4 out of both the 8 and the 12. 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3 times. I can pull a 5 out of the 15 and the 5. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 15 3 times. Now I'm going to multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. Now I'm going to simplify. I know 2 can go into 9 4 times with 1 left over. Now let's deal with the negatives. So again, with that tic-tac-toe board, we got the pluses in the middle, minuses everywhere else. So when we're looking at this, we know a negative times a negative is a positive. Or again, if you have 2 negatives, they kind of cancel each other out. Think of those hand motions that I do with the 2 negatives that turn into a plus sign. So it's going to be a positive 4.5. I can put that plus sign, or I don't even have to put it there, so I can even erase that. So my answer is 4.5. That brings us to the end of the lesson on reviewing how to multiply negative and positive fractions. Thanks for watching.